you would have them to itch your neck with, like in certain areas, so you didn't mess.
Ugh.
Yeah. And the best part though is we got to eat a lot of fruit roll-ups. So when they show you the scenes of like the neck pulls, that's actually stretched fruit roll-ups that they dye in two different colors.
Really?
Yeah, and it's fake blood. The fake blood don't taste good, but they do have some of them that actually like they'll make some juices with that look just like blood. Sometimes you'll get like a grape juice with like a little bit like they'll put some dyes in it to make it like almost turn to the blood color. But yeah, and it don't really taste that bad, but I tell you, fake blood in your mouth is not fun. That stuff's nasty.
Ew.
Nasty. It is. Even Halloween time, just doing it for makeup, it's nasty. But yeah, that was fun for real. I enjoyed myself. Like that really made me mad is Norman's not as nice as you take him. Okay, the one that rides the motorcycle. He he really has this like edgy approach to him. Like you
Really?
can like when you're on scene with him, he's fine, but off scenes, he's like, leave me alone. Like if you don't,
Ew.
I will snap on you. And I watched him snap on a couple people. Like yeah, Daryl. Yeah, he definitely will tell you to leave him alone if he don't want to be bothered. I've seen that. I've seen that. Now, if you ever get to go, you guys, to Georgia, you need to go to the town where they filmed at, because not only in that town, at the little town center part where they have the restaurants and stuff, Sweet Home Alabama was filmed there. Me and my wife went there and I took her and we kissed there at the marking. They also filmed
How was y'all's first kiss?
our first kiss was, where was we at? We was in the bathroom, the hotel room, and we had our friend Tabby stalk us, but I can't remember which trip because we went a lot of places. When I say we went to Gatlinburg, Florida,
You said
Tennessee,
New Orleans.
yeah, we went to New Orleans. I don't
Oh
say it
no.
like everybody else. I know I say NOLA most time because they get mad at me for the way I pronounce it. But you know what? I go there and bug the shit out of them. I went my whole life to Mardi Gras because my birthday's February 25th. So,
Y'all, me and my ex's first kiss was in the trunk.
oh, was it New Orleans on the street? I thought it was the bathroom.
No. He tried to
How
kiss
you
me
not
like
gonna
three
remember
times that
that
day,
night?
and I kept getting daggers shot at me. And then
Yeah.
finally I did it on the street.
We was with a friend that was madly in love with me. But she didn't understand I didn't want her. But I literally I put her in friend zone from the beginning. I told her, I said it'll never be that way. I said I respect you and I want to be friends with you because I love your vibe, I love your personality, but just friends. And she said, okay. And she told me, she said, the only reason I put him in a friendship bubble was because he said that we would never have a chance. Well, no, my heart was set on Sky that time. You knew this. So
Period.
you watched us. Okay, me and Sky laid on. That is how bad she was. We laid on the bed. We had our backs turned. I wasn't doing nothing but literally laying there, and Sky was rubbing my arm, and she rubbed across my chest right here on the top of it. And Tabby was looking in a microwave and said, "I see that," and she had her back to us, and we
You're
was
so
back.
backwards.
She was looking
Uh-uh.
at y'all.
Yes, through the
You're so
microwave.
backwards. You were rubbing my face.
Oh, I was rubbing your face. No,
Dalton, can you please remember all this? Why your wife remember everything and you
look,
don't?
look. She was rubbing me too, but I did rub her face. That is right. I did. But no, seriously, we wasn't doing anything inappropriate. There was no badness. There was nothing wrong with it. We literally was just sitting there, and Kathy made it out like we was doing something. But the fact that you had your back turned to us, we had our back turned to you, and you watched us through the corner of a see that.
I saw that.
Hmm.
We both rolled over and looked at her like, what the hell?
I will tell y'all straight up, my wife does remember the stories better than me. I can concept them down, but she will tell them better than me because there was a lot of bad trauma for me at that
Okay,
time.
so real story of the first kiss. Um, we met up in New Orleans in 2020 for his birthday, actually. It was our first meeting, like in person. And yeah, no, he tried to kiss me like 3 times prior.
Yeah.
And I shied away the first 2 times. And then the third time, oh man, I like if my head could have exploded, the daggers that were being shot my way would have exploded
From
my head.
Tabby. From
Oh,
Tabby.
baby.
Tabby was so stupid.
And so we get down to Bourbon Street and we're walking around, we're doing something, whatever, and we hit a side street because we're like, all right, let's sit down and rest. We've been walking for a while, and we were sitting on the steps, and he had made the comment like, you know, motherfucker, I've been trying all day, and it was funny because I ran up and I kissed him, and then I ran away.
Yeah. And it wasn't like it
Same
was
thing,
it made me more
I do
mad.
the same
It made me
thing.
more mad because it wasn't like I got the kiss, but it wasn't the kiss I wanted. So like, you can't just fucking run away from me like that. Come back here.
Yeah, and then he chased after me, and then we went around a
Okay.
corner, so we had some private time
Yeah, and then
for like 2.5 seconds before all of a sudden we were being stared at again.
but it was so
Dalton, but
bad.
girls be shy sometimes. So at least she came and kissed you.
Okay, so I want to say this because I'm not shy, but I'm gonna be respectful towards my wife when saying this. So the first time that we ever had an intimacy moment, and you know what I mean by that, I'm gonna be respectful here though.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been on trips with this girl that watched us through the microwave, and made us feel really weird on New Orleans, and would always make her comments, and she tried to break my friendships up with everybody because she wanted me, but she couldn't handle the fact that I didn't want her. And it would get so bad that like me and Sky would walk out of the room at trips just to get 5 minutes alone, and she'd be calling me, asking me, "Where are you at? Where'd you go?" While she's got people in the room. So me and Sky walked in the bathroom and thought, like, fuck it, if we can't even leave the hotel for 5 minutes or down the steps of the hotel for 5 fucking minutes, fuck it, we'll go to the bathroom and talk. And that was all it was going to be. So she's literally setting up on the sink. Or was it me? Was it me or you? Was you sitting on the sink or was I?
Sitting on the sink because I kicked the
Okay,
toilet.
okay, that's right. Okay, so she was sitting on the sink, and what we were sitting there, and I was sitting on the commode, and where she was facing, her foot like could hit the back of the commode. So I'm sitting there and we're talking, and we're literally just having a great conversation. Just me and her getting to know each other a little bit better. We're talking about our feelings for each other and things like that. And all of a sudden, she turns her body, and when she turns her body, her foot slips out and she kicks the commode. And as soon as she did, Tabby started making comments about us having inappropriate moments in there when we wasn't, and she kept going and going on about it to the point that she tried to come look under the bathroom door. So
She looked under the door.
yeah, when I was showering one time, she looked under the bathroom door.
God, you
Uh,
should have punched that. I'm sorry.
so at this point, I said, "Fuck it." I said, "If she's going to accuse us, she's going to keep doing this every trip." I said, "I'm about to show her who I can be." I said, "I would never disrespect anybody, never do that in front of anybody in the room. I'm more respectful than that. But you gonna say I am and make the awful comments you're doing and trying to watch me under the door, then I'm gonna let you hear something in a minute." So I used my mouth. That's all I'm saying. And we had our moment, and I came out, and she was so fucking pissed. I said, "Well, don't fucking push me to that point because you disrespected me. I didn't come here to disrespect
It
you."
wasn't even just that; she kept pacing.
Yeah, she kept pacing by the bathroom door. So we turned on the water and everything. I'm like, "Fuck this. If you're gonna push me to that point, fuck it." So it was so bad though. Like this wasn't just the one trip. This would have been like we already been on like 7 trips, 8 trips at this point.
I
Like
think that was number 3.
no, I'm not talking about me and you. I'm talking about
Oh yeah, in general.
with General what's having them because I met them way before you. So this is like 7 trips with them, and this is the third with you. And the first 2 times I never really got to spend time with you. So the third time I was just trying to get to know you better, and she didn't want that.
That time was in the haunted hotel.
Yep. And yeah, we stayed in a Victorian mansion hotel. That was they turned into it was a Victorian mansion, but they
Oh,
made it
so
into.
pretty.
It was so beautiful, snow and everything. It was so cool. But she would message me, and she would talk so bad about Sky and this other woman that we won't talk about. But it would be so funny. Me and Sky would be on the phone. I'd be like, Tabby's talking shit about you. And she's like, watch this. I'm going to message Tabby something. It's going to be bullshit. And let's see how quick it gets back to you. No longer than the second that Sky sent it, she's messaging me exactly what Sky's saying. Trying to say, see, look what Sky's doing to you. Look what Sky's doing. You don't deserve her. See, this is why I told you she's not going to be the one for you. I said, Tabby, you said you're her best friend for years now. And now you're trying to flip this picture. That's what she'd do. She would take everything someone would say and run back to the next person, flip.
Did her and Sky know each other before? Or
We all, I knew them and I brought Sky in, so we was friends for a while, and we was real close friends. Like I said, we did meetups.
Sky met them through you, right?
Yeah, Sky met them through me, and when I brought Sky in, they all knew I loved Sky from the start, and everyone knew that. When I met Sky, Sky skipped past me for a week. True story. She skipped past me for a week. She said, "Who
I
is
just
this
met
for?"
Sky yesterday, and I love Sky. So I
Yes.
Look. Okay, so so on my end of it, he kept popping up on my For You page, and I kept swiping by him, and I ended up going up to see my sister because we have, well, my best friend. We have our birthdays are 5 days apart, and we always spent our birthdays together. And she had to work, so I was at her house, bored, and he was live, and he had popped up on my For You page again. So I went in, but I had skipped past him for like a week,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
kind of like how we met.
Yeah. So,
That was God telling you that's who you
well,
needed.
when I first met her, let me tell you all the truth here, okay? They would tease me because my weakness is blue eyes. It is. My weakness is blue eyes. And my goal was to meet someone and have a blue eye child, which, our child can keep blue eyes. But oh well. So she had this beautiful blue eyes when I met her. Her hair was beautiful blonde, and I had this fiery red hair. So I don't know. I just every time I see her, I'm just like, oh my god, she's a goddess. She's so beautiful. Like every time I would see her. So I would make videos and we would duet each other. We started getting closer, so we'd duet stuff like that. We did all kind of competitions together. Like I'm talking about when she first met me though, I was going through a very bad time. I was not wanting to be in a relationship with nobody. I was in a almost poly stance. Like I just wanted to have a little fun because my son was missing. True story. My son was missing. I was really bad hurt because I was cheated on at that point, and I just didn't believe in love no more. I was like, fuck love, like, no, I'm just gonna have fun now. So when I met her, it was a real hard deal with her and another girl, and there was a lot of jealousy and animosity there, which there was kind of at first triangle, but it wasn't, but it was still considered a triangle. And it went south. So we started, what got everybody close to me is we started making a petition to raise money to get a lawyer to find my son, which was hiring a private investigator. When I tell you I spent $5,000 on a private investigator to find my son, I spent $5,000. So we ended up, after a year and a half, we found my son. We went to court. We got rights. But I was making T-shirts at this time. I was selling hoodies. People were supporting it. We had team Levi's shirts, all kind of stuff. So we found my son. We went to court, and that's why I get so mad when people talk about it because they don't know the truth. They don't know what actually happened there. I'm just glad that me and the mother of my child are better today. We co-parent amazingly. We don't fight. There's no animosity. They try to reach out, say whatever, but she's not going to really let them pull no strings. Our child's more important than some bullshit that's on the internet. So through all of this, I am. How can I use this? Fireball. You know what I'm talking about? Fireball is. Do y'all know what that is?
No?
Okay. So two bottles every day. I was putting that down the hatchet, and I went and I met up with this person that I won't say his name, but I was very, very best friends with this guy. That like I would have done anything for this dude. I would have been like I went on his birthday and spent $2,600 on him. Took him to the mall shopping, bought him clothes, bought him jewelry, bought him a birthday cake, paid for his birthday party, took him clubbing, everything. And he just did me so dirty. Tried to get with every girl I was with. I took him to Glow Rages. One of these girls I was talking to, he ended up sticking her hand down his pants, and they kissed in front of me. It was fucked up, y'all. It was fucked up. So I went live. I'm pissed off. Everybody's trying to get me to calm down and not fight at this point and go off. So during this time, I got locked in a basement for a week. True story. I didn't lie about that shit when I tell y'all. And when I got out of there, it was so bad that, like, I broke the fucking window to get out. I ain't gonna lie to you, I did. So I broke out of there, tried to fix myself. I ended up getting so bad, messed up on Fireball, that I passed out behind a store. While my car's parked at the store, I'm behind the store. They're trying to wake me up while I'm on live. They couldn't wake me up at all. I was gone to the world. They're screaming at me. They're like, wake the fuck up, Dalton. This isn't okay. Are you okay? You know, I wasn't okay. So I went back. They told me to leave, and I didn't. So a day and a half later, I ended up getting in a fight with this person again, and I left. And they come on my live, and I was in my car at this time, and I was going down the road, and they said the wrong comment to me. They just said the wrong fucked up comment, because I already talked about how depressed I was at the house. They was like, don't just play it, just do it then. So I turned my car into an 18-wheeler. I did. Luckily, I'm here. Well, after that, about a week and a half later, I was just over everything. I was like, you know, this is a crazy world that I'm in. I don't want to be here no more. You know, like, everything was in my mind. So I took a pew, and it lodged, thank God again. And people witnessed that on live, and that was the second time. And I finally got help. You know, I talked to the doctors and stuff and got help and got on some medication for a little bit of time. And when I tell you it, you don't know what people's went through. You don't know what people's went through, or how much they've grown. I grew from that. I grew so much as a man. I got out of depression. I came back stronger than ever. I got married. I had kids. My life turned around from being homeless and trying to take care of my mom. No offense to my mom, I love her, but I had to take care of my mom for about 10 years now. I'm over it. I'm ready for her to get your wings on and, you know, help yourself. But, you know, I just, it's my mother, you know, I'm not going to put her back in any situation that she doesn't need to be in. So I, last year, brought the worst out in me. I met up with people that I thought was friends, and we got close, and we went low for low. True story. And I told myself, I don't want to be this person. You know, I wasn't this person. I got really bad last year. I don't have to be this person. It was affecting my marriage. It was affecting my life. It was taking time away from me. You know, recently I've been on here lately, but, you know, y'all know why. It's been real for the last week, whatever. But I tell you, my wife has been there through it all. She has been there through the thick, the thin, the dark, the good, through the ugly, the bad. But I have also shown so many people light. When I tell you, when I was in that darkness, I didn't tell y'all about it. I was uplifting people. I was telling myself every day, screaming to myself, you matter, you believe, you're stronger, you're worth it. I was telling everybody on here I was an inspirational person when people first met me. I would give them hope, you know, tell them, quit looking at your skin. It's just a flaw. You know, we age, we crack, we crumble. Your soul is what matters, that voice, that mouth, that brain. And I got out of that last year, and I fell from my own wisdom. And I said, no, I'm very wise. I know how to educate myself enough to know what's better or not. So this year I told myself I'm not going to be that low again. I'm not going to be that person, because I know I used to give people hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a week. I used to give people all kind of stuff, and then I got took advantage of. And I said, fuck that. I don't want to do this no more. I'm not going to send every time I get a coin to somebody that just plays right in my face because they know I send that line, the Interstellar. So I quit doing that. But I did. I used to do fundraisers for the homeless. I used to feed the homeless. True story. Crazy Mom, if y'all remember her, we used to feed the homeless. We used to get out there on live streams and do it. I have raised money for a dude that his house caught on fire. We got toys for him and his daughter. When I tell you I've done a lot, I raised money for people overseas. We've did Christmas shoe boxes. We've done a lot. And that's what it should come back to. The world should start thinking of people that has less fortune and stop fighting so much and do good. And it don't take a dollar to do good. It does not. It does not mean you have to have money. But if you have something around your home and you know there's a real good place that you can send it to feed people, send them an extra can of green beans. We have a place up here that will leave a trash bag in our thing that says the food for the homeless and the food for the kids. And you can put cereal in it and whatever. And that way they don't just get knockoff stuff. You can actually give them good stuff to eat, and that you put it back in your mailbox. The mail lady picks it back up, and they deliver it for them. I like that stuff. So you just don't know. You don't know what people go through, and like I said, once you start seeing which side is not as bad, you can stay wherever you want, but you'll see who's not as bad. And I'm gonna tell you again before I go here. Dez, I pray for you. I'm not gonna fight you and call you names no more. Rizza, I pray for you. I pray for all the rest of it. Squirrel Mama, kiss my ass. Pray for the rest of y'all for real. I'm not gonna hate on y'all. I'm not gonna send y'all negative thoughts to leave my life. My life is gonna end from now on with good notes, and it is gonna be very positive. Even if the live was bullshit throughout it, listening to it, comments, whatever. We are from now on going to leave this live with a positive mindset, damn it.
I don't think that was the ending to the original story you were talking about.
Well, you can fill in the gaps. I was just I didn't want to tell him
You don't
everything.
have to tell him everything. It was just like boom, 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 and then all of a sudden we're here.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to give them everything because that's not for them to use. I just concept mine. And I jumped from. I missed 2 years, but there's a reason I didn't put the 2 years in there because that Florida man and people like that don't need to know any of that. So I gave them the aspects of seeing the ugly. It wasn't trying to just be like, oh, it got better and this is what happened at the end. No, there was moments.
Baby's crying.
Because I got work in the morning. It's 2:30 a.m. So I'm gonna
You're
head to
good.
bed. But I'll see y'all later, yeah. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night, Sky.
You shut up. I have bad ADD and ADHD. It's a severe case. It's not just normal. When I tell you I'm ooh shiny, I am ooh shiny. Most of the time, if I ain't even on gingerbread right now, I'd be this way looking.
Oh my
Because,
god. So my
actually,
funniest ooh shiny moment he has is we were in Gatlinburg and he was making a TikTok about telling him what we were gonna do for our day. And there was this octagon window in our cabin and he had just randomly stood in front of it as he's like, okay guys, well we're gonna be oh my goodness, have you seen this window? This is such a pretty window.
shut up.
That's my favorite. I love that
Oh
squirrel.
my
That's why like randomly
God.
I'll put in there. You
I
see, you
do.
see this
She gets
window?
mad at me too because I get hyper fixated, and I finally got to understand, like, get her to understand what that is. So if I'm on live and I'm focused in a live where it's bashing me or something, we can be in the grocery store walking, and she knows why I'm listening, just to keep up. But I will be so hyper fixated in it that she can say my name 3 to 4 times, and I never concepted that she said my name once until she says my actual name. And I'm like, hold up.
Uh-huh. I have to actually say his name. I'm like, Levi. And he's like, excuse me?
I don't know if I talk in my sleep, but my wife talks in her sleep, and she snores and farts a lot.
Um, I don't know. Normally my ass is passed out, so.
She turns her ass to me and she gasses me. It's not nice. It's mean. I hope I gas chamber her too back when I'm asleep because I won't feel bad then. But yeah. Hello.
Hello.
You caught me in my last minute or two here. What's up, Ellie? What's up, Bessie?
Hi. I've been like
And
ladybug in
no,
the
Moose, he's not leaving you. You were late to the party.
Yeah, Moose. You're way late. You're like, let me look. I reset it like 3 times already. Damn it, get your fucking gift gallery bullshit out of here, Jessica. It's me, Jessica. I have been live for an hour and 46 minutes on this live, and we already reset it twice. So, yeah, we've been going for a while. It's time for me to get off, or my wife actually passes the fuck out so we can watch Dead Silent because I really want her to see that. Like, I am so excited. That was one of my favorite movies. Mary Shaw. One
I
of my
cannot believe I haven't even seen Dead
I'm
Silent.
so sad in that. That's why we're gonna watch it because you have to watch that. Seriously, when that dog comes alive and like Billy is his name, Oh, it's so good. I won't give her any details. Like, I didn't spoil the end for her either. I told her my concept of the end because, like, they leave it open for a part two of what happened at the end. So I gave her the concept, but I'm so ready because they're talking about making a second one. Yeah. It's called Dead Silence, and it's got about a ventriloquist woman that was a witch, and she controls puppets, but they're really alive. Like she took in the souls of
It's
people.
from like 2007, and I am a horror fanatic, so I am surprised I've never even seen this. A video
Moo.
actually popped up on my TikTok, and I was like, and I had said something because you haven't seen that.
Don't judge the 4.8 stars. I promise you, just go watch it. It is definitely a good one. I'm gonna tell you a comedy one that I like. It's called Trailer Park of Horror. And this girl, she murks everybody in the trailer park because her mother at the very beginning of it is in a DV situation, but she stayed like she's happy to be in it and this with the sheriff, and they're in this like really hillbilly type trailer park out in the desert, and they're very bad people, like they rob trucks, all kinds of stuff. So when she sees what happens to her mom, they end up when they take her mother right in front of her, like her right in front of her, but it don't show that clip. It skips past it. So this is the very beginning. So Trace Atkins, the singer, he's the devil in it, and as she's trying to leave, she's going to prom with her man, her little boyfriend that she met and stuff, because she's like I think 18 at this time, and he's 18, and she's never been to prom or really been in school much, so they off him in front of her too. So at the very beginning, she makes the deal with the devil to be able to come back. So she goes there and she sets the whole place on fire. She takes care of everybody there, then sets the whole place on fire. Well, every Halloween or every certain day in Halloween, they come back it's like a haunted place that just reappears out of nowhere because it all burnt down, but it comes back like it is. Well, this bus is driving all kind of misfit teenagers. It's driving a Lebanese. I'm gonna say it like that because that's the words they use it. They're driving an atheist. They're driving a Christian. One that's an addict. One that's klepto, which is a thief. Like everybody's on this bus, so they have a flat tire on the road that it has, and they're trying to find somewhere to stay the night. So they start seeing these ghosts, and the ghosts are starting to try to take them off throughout the movie. So each ghost comes back and appears differently. Well, the main girl, she can rip her face off and like reappear, and like it's a comedy one though. So when you see it, you're gonna be like, "What the hell?" But at the same time, it's gonna make you laugh at certain points. Like there's certain comedy in it, but then there's certain parts that's like, "Whoa." So it is considered a comedy horror because it's 50-50. But you should definitely check it out. The what? See the Pokies? What?
Poughkeepsie.
Oh.
I've never seen that either.
I haven't either.
But you know, the sad thing is my husband talks about this movie all the time, and I have still yet to see this movie.
Trailer Park of Terror?
He started it one night. I think we started it, and I fell asleep.
She fell asleep because she was tired, which is okay. She does that in a lot of movies, anyways. But she fell asleep in like 3 minutes into it, y'all. So there was no point. But
Yes, Vixen.
the one movie.
Zombievers. If you've never seen Zombievers, it can be as stupid as rubber.
Let me tell you the one movie my wife won't watch because of the fact that I love it, Pet Cemetery. She said that it scares her, and
Yep.
she won't watch Pet Cemetery.
I don't watch it either.
I watched all of them.
I've seen it. I just have not seen any of the other ones.
I watched the original one that they had back in that was like 70s or whatever, and then I watched the one that they had with Gage, and then the newer one that they had with the little girl. Yeah.
That's what I just said, Moose. She said nothing could be as stupid as rubber. And I said, well, Zombiever's pretty damn dumb.
No, you want to know what the most stupid horror movie out there was? The Tire.
Rubber.
No, it's called The Tire. No, I was talking about rubber. Tell you. No, I was talking about rubber. Tell you.
Yeah, Zombiever, that's something. I used to go on this kick. We'd go and we'd try and find the most D-rated movies we possibly could. And yeah, that one popped up. That was something.
My bad, not the tire one. That is called rubber. I'm talking about the one that's the couch. Have y'all seen that one? I had to go look it up. Have y'all seen that one?
The couch
Yeah. This one.
killer sofa.
It only scored 38 on Rotten Tomatoes, so obviously it ain't that good.
It has a 3.7 out of 10 and a 38 on tomatoes.
Good movie?
Yeah. You love that movie. How the fuck are you gonna talk about my 5.7 rating when you got a 3.7 and you say you loved it?
I knew Moose was out there a little bit. But y'all,
Alright,
they want
guys.
to
I'm
go watch this
screenshotting it
movie.
and look it up later.
Yeah.
Let's let them go watch this movie before Sky gets tired.
Hey, baby.
Yes.
I'm getting off now, but come talk with me one more time and then we can go in.
I was literally putting on my jacket.
Okay, but not for a lot. Alright, guys. Um,
Uh,
I'm gonna leave y'all with this because I want to leave with a positive note, as I
Oh,
said.
there's another one, kind of like your trailer park of the zombie accountants.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's not accountants. It's with a pole.
Oh. Well, y'all are zombie tidal wave. That's a stupid one too. Anyway,
Sharknado.
or zombie tsunami or something like that. It was stupid. And then they made shark tornado. God, all them suck.
Sharknado. Yeah, yeah. What Moose said.
Mhm.
strike it.
Um, Happy Mother's Day to the rest of you. I know y'all say it's 2:30 and all of that for some of y'all, but it's still 11:38 for me. So I can still tell you this. Happy Mother's Day, and I'm gonna say Happy Mother's Day to the fathers that don't have anyone else but them to help support and raise the babies. Because even though you got a Father's Day, you're still the only one doing it. So you know, root to you. For the rest of you, if you go out here and you find yourself pulling backwards, find something that's gonna guide you forward. So if it's a memory of your past that makes you laugh, go to it. Do not go to sad music. That's a no-go. I tell everybody, if you're depressed or you're getting backwards or you feel let down or anything like that, do not go to sad music and do not go to sad movies. Find your happy ground. Find your place. If you can't do that, then I'm going to be real with you here. There is 988. If you're ever struggling in any crisis, they will talk to you. They don't judge you. They won't put it out any of your business, and they do have resources for you to help you there. For the ones that are more fortunate than others that want to judge people, I hope that your potato salad had raisins in it today and that you find a cockroach in your $1 million mansion. But for the rest of you, I hope you have a great night. You don't shit yourself in bed because that would be horrible. I feel like that would be the worst of the night, you know. If you're a hooker out here, at least wash it, you know. Hey, root to you, I guess. Um, if you haven't milked your hamsters, remember it will curdle. If you're moose, wash your ass because I know it smells like moose and them things just stink. So wash your ass and your mouth. Um, yeah. If you find moose, return it to Dalton. He has to pay a ransom fee of $75,000 per night that I have to keep this damn moose.
I told
And
y'all earlier it's chained under my bed.
but it needs to be returned to me because Moose has already hurt my feelings. Okay, he was trying to give away, lathering me up with maple syrup to everybody else, and now I'm jealous. So I'm disappointed that I am not lathery enough for the lather club. So I'm disappointed in you, Moose.
There's four. There's four mooses.
There's not four. Okay, we ate moose meat this week 3 times, so there's only one moose.
Well, there's a rug and a couch and.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell him about that. He'll get his feelings hurt again
He
that they
already
all
knew.
made rugs and couches
He already
and
knew.
a sofa.
He even knows the names of which one's which.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. Can't believe you. Did you steal his moose?
Sky, plead the fifth.
No.
As soon as I get off here, I'll ship it to you.
Alright, guys. Peace out, Butter Scouts. Until next time, have a good night. If you're wishing bad on others, then I hope you shit yourself in bed.
You step on a Lego.
Yeah, that's all I can say. That was positive. You're offended. Well, let me tell you something to unoffend you real quick, okay? If a chicken lays an egg out of its ass, but therefore the chicken crosses the road and we don't know what came first, was the chicken or the egg, does it really matter? I don't think it does. So, unfortunately, let me unoffend you, okay? I love you, Moose. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back here to talk shit to you some more tomorrow. Love you all. I'll see y'all back here
Good
then.
night, everyone. Okay.